All right, so I'm going to continue on with this retail sales, and I have to add a few things because I can see again that my biggest product is knit tops. But again, what's going up, what's going down? I want to make some decisions about stocking the shelves. Should I stock less, order more? So I want to find the percent change over time. What's going up? What's hot? What's not? Basically. So here I want to compare the May figures for blazer jackets to the January figure. You can see it's going up, but what percentage points, and then compare the other products. Very common, like informally in retail. So in the cell I2, I'm going to do my equal, and this I'm going to have to use my parentheses because what I want to do is take the newest value, which will be the May number, minus the January number, which is the old number, divided by the January number, the old number. So it's new minus old divided by old. So once I do my equal open parent, I can just click on the cell address. I'm going to take my May number minus my January number. And then here's the important part, close paren, because I want to do this lowercase math first. Subtraction is lowercase than division. So parentheses allow that to happen. And then divide by the older number. So again, new minus old divided by old. Formula is done, just hit the enter. And then I can make it a quick percent, add a decimal place to it for a little more exacting, and I can autofill this down all the way to see how I'm doing overall. So our biggest selling product, which is knit tops, is going down in sales. This is the important part of percent change. Our least selling product, percentage-wise, is going up the most, though, our miscellaneous vests. So just some of the numbers you have to know in retail. So again, another thing that a lot of bosses want to see is the average. What was the average sold? If I can spell it correctly. I can't spell it correctly, so ignore that. I'll come back to it. So I wanted the average of the 3 products sold in January, right? What was the average, basically, sale price in January of these 3 products? So here I'm going to use this little drop-down arrow by the auto sum. Gives you more choices, this drop-down arrow. And I'm going to choose average. And here, this is not correct because it looks up above and sees the touching values. It's including the total. Right? I just want the average of these 3 products sold. Just be careful. A lot of times Excel will give you information that's not correct. I have to recorrect this myself. So I'm just going to highlight, again, this big white fluffy thing, these 3 products, right? B2 to B4. That's what I want to average. I'm just going to enter this in and then copy it across. And then these numbers, to make them look nicer, we'll just do some aesthetic work here. I'm going to highlight all these values, and I'm going to put a comma separating the thousandths. And then I don't need to see the 2 pennies because we don't have pennies. So I'm going to decrease my decimal, shrink up my column A a little bit, and that looks nicer. Another thing, these labels here at the top should align to where the numbers. Labels line to the left, numbers align to the right. So I just want to move these labels over to the right. Quick right align. One other simple thing, I want to do a quick insert a couple rows at the top to put a title in. I'm going to click on the 1, drag down to the 2 because I want to insert 2 rows. Once I highlight these 2 rows, I can do a quick right click and then insert. And up here I'm going to type in my, let's see, what's the name of my company? It should be the ABC, company. And I just want to have this centered and merged. Do this once, do this 100 times from column A1 to I1. Hit this button here to merge and center. Maybe make it a bigger font. And a lot of people, for the total line, I want to have a single line at the top and a double line down below. Accountants like to see the specific kind of format. So I'm going to go to my quick button to do my borders. And then this is the classic one for totals. Top single and double bottom border. There. Looks nice. So save this file. And this is the retail sales.